Hi, Hi everyone, it's that time of year for pumpkins. So guess what we're gonna draw today? Big, round, orange pumpkins. Look at these. They're huge. See you soon.
This is a huge pumpkin here. How much do you think it weighs?
Today we are going to draw a pumpkin that looks like it's glowing, and it's gonna be at nighttime. So you guys are gonna hold your paper sideways, and I'm going to use a Sharpie, but you guys are gonna start with pencil. Do not forget, when you're done with pencil, you will trace in Sharpie. You will either use a Sharpie, a black marker, a black crayon, or you can use a black pencil. If you are using paint, do not use a regular Crayola black marker. It will smear. You'll have to use a Sharpie. So the first thing we're going to do is, like I said, is we're going to hold our paper sideways. And we're going to start with our pumpkin. So to start with a pumpkin, why don't we make two for this one? Start with a V over here, and then we're going to curve it around and come all the way back. Now that we did that one, we're going to make another pumpkin here. We're going to make a skinny pumpkin. So start from the side. We're going to overlap it. So start from the side, come all the way up, and loop back. So now we have a large pumpkin and a skinny pumpkin. To make the pumpkin look real, we're going to do this. On this one, you're going to make a curve right here. Once you make a curve, you're going to make two straight lines, or you can curve one, and then you're going to connect them. You are going to erase that line right there. I can't because I did Sharpie, so I'll just put some lines to remind you to erase that. Then on this one, you're going to make two curves. One curve, two curve, and then connect it. Both of these, you're going to add little lines to give it that little prickly part of the pumpkin. Now, we are going to draw on this one. We're going to start right where that little V is, and we're going to make a curve, come all the way down and loop it all the way back up, like a teardrop shape. And then we're going to do it again. Over here, come from the side, make one more curve. One more time, right here, make another curve. And then to make it look real, look what I'm going to do. I'm going to make a bump in the back and a bump in the back. On this skinny one, I'm going to start in the middle, come all the way to the bottom, loop it all the way back up, don't connect it, and then we're going to do the same thing one more time. One curve, and then another curve. So right now you have your two pumpkins. We have the big pumpkin and the skinny pumpkin. For the ground, you're going to actually draw some zigzaggy lines in all different directions. You might have some more room on the other side. And remember, you don't have to put your pumpkin here. You can move it to the other side. You can put it right in the middle. It's your choice. Lastly, we're going to add a moon. You can put a moon here, 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 wherever you want. I'm going to put my moon on the left today. And then I'm going to add little circles. Okay, now here comes the fun part. You guys are going to trace right now. You have a couple of options. I'm going to do this half in paint and half in watercolors so you guys can see. So I'm going to do one in watercolors and one in paint. So that way, if anyone's using watercolors, they'll know how to do that. And if anyone who's doing crayons, they can see how to do that. So I'm going to just make a little mess right here, but you'll get the idea. To start out with, the top of this pumpkin in crayon, this is the crayon one, you're going to color the top of the pumpkin yellow. Okay, top of the pumpkin yellow. If you're using watercolors, same thing. You're going to do the top of the pumpkin yellow. Add a little more. Okay. If the next step, we're going to use two oranges. There's usually a light orange and a dark orange in your kit. And I can see right here, this is a light and a dark. And with my paints, sometimes you get a light and a dark orange. If you don't have a light and a dark orange, use a regular orange and then do orange and red. Like do orange and then you put red on top. But I happen to have a light orange and a dark orange. So in the painting, I just paint over the yellow a little bit, just like this. Okay, keep going. I have a little paintbrush today, so it's taking a little while, which is fine. On this one, you're going to take your medium, like the light color orange, and you're going to do the same thing. Make sure you go in a curve. Don't go straight up and down. Like, don't go side to side. Make sure you go up and down, and you kind of work in a curve shape. For this one, I'm going to use my dark color on the bottom. Ooh, we have a bit of crayon chunk right there. Then I take my dark color, and then I color the bottom. So right now, it looks like the moon is reflecting on the top of my pumpkin. Like I said, for the bottom one, you're going to use a darker orange. If you don't have that, you can use red with a little bit of orange with it. So I'm just going to paint this one now. And some of you I know have watercolors because I've seen you guys use them. Hopefully you will get a couple packs soon so you guys will have watercolors at home. I know they're supposed to be coming in soon. So by the time you see this video, you might even have them. So right now we have the painted pumpkin and the crayon pumpkin. For the bottom, you can do green. We made it a green grass. You could make it brown if you like, or like hay color. Take your time, color the whole bottom. Okay, so all of this, you're gonna take your time. I'm gonna do sloppy coloring just so you get the idea. So all below the pumpkin is all gonna be green. If you wanna do 2 shades of green, you can even do another color on top and kind of blend the colors. See how I'm blending? So that's always fun to do too. Something we haven't done yet, where you take the dark color, kind of do it real quickly first, and then you go back on top and you do the green, the light green. Now for the top, we're gonna do something a little different. We're gonna do a little swirl in the sky. So you're gonna take blues, purples, and maybe if you have another blue. And watch what we're gonna do. We're gonna make lines in the sky, little dashes like this. All dashes in the sky. Don't go like this, and don't make the lines really long. They need to be short little lines. Once you do a bunch, you go in and you fill it in with the other color. So you fill in all these white spaces with the other color, and you're doing the whole background. So what I do is I do one color first. I do all my dashes first, just like this. And I'm gonna leave my moon white, but if you want your moon yellow, you can make it yellow at this point. So I do all my dashes with one color. Then I go back and I fill in more with more dashes with the other color. Then I go in and I use my last color. Oh man, I broke my crayon. No worries, still works. I always press so hard with my crayons. Go back and then you fill it in. So your whole entire background should be filled with little baby dashes. Like I said, no big dashes, and you're not coloring, you're just making little lines. So it's gonna look like almost like little paint stripes. If you are using paint at this point, you're gonna do something very similar. You're gonna do the exact same thing with your paint, but you're gonna make little dashes like this. You're not splatting. Now look, you're not doing this. You're taking your brush and you're making little lines. But you're doing the exact same thing. You're filling up as much as you can in the background. So take your time. This is not like a short, quick lesson. This takes time, especially the background takes a while. And it's going to be almost like a starry night in the background. And if you have at the end, you can always add some little yellow circles or white little circles for the stars at night to give it a little bit of a starry night. So right now we just made our pumpkins at nighttime with a starry night background. When you're finished, make sure you take a nice picture of it, post it onto Seesaw so I can see it, and I cannot wait to post these pumpkins because pumpkins are my favorite and fall's my favorite. So I am super excited to see your awesome art.